Welcome, everyone, to the Energy Advisors Podcast. I'm your host, Rex, that energy guy. Thanks for tuning in and listening or watching wherever you are in the world. Please spread the word. We're growing fast. Our outreach is just continuing to go crazy. So we thank you for doing that. So today got a great little update on the Solar for All program that was announced, the awardees, on April 22nd of 2024. There were 60 awardees on this, and we'll talk about that. But before we get into today's topic, we want to go back and look at the last one because people get busy. The Earth is moving at 67,000 miles per hour, and at that speed, we sometimes don't have time to catch it all. So the last episode, number 67, is a great introduction to trends that are happening in HVAC and its impact on energy. I think you'll find there's some unique alignment there. And I think you'll find that that's a growing trend. So check out episode number 67. Now, we want to thank our partners in the show, of course, you. And we also want to thank our financial partners in the show. First, if you're looking to do rooftop solar, there's only one entity, in my opinion, and that is our friends over at Power. And that's spelled Powur. They do it right because it's integrity-based. They train all people at all levels, and they help you get the solution that you need. They don't have just one thing in their back pocket to offer. They will look at your needs and make recommendations that fit everything that you're going to need for your property. So Power, those are the guys that do it right. Our next partners in the shows are good friends over at Universal Wind Kinetics. And Universal Wind Kinetics is bringing to the marketplace micro turbines. And so these are just small turbines that you can put on your home or on your property, and you can generate, in many cases, more electricity than a PV panel. So it's pretty interesting stuff. You need to check it out if you are into renewables. And then this one is near and dear to my heart, and this is our friends over at Go Green Community Initiative. At Go Green Community Initiative, it's a 501c3 nonprofit. And its entire mission is helping people get correct information about what they can do, how much they can save, and put them on a path to energy savings. Energy has never been more important in our existence as humans, and so Go Green Community Initiative will give you the facts without any spend, without any sales pressure. So if you have interest in connecting to any of these, the links are in the bottom of the show notes, and they're also available at energyadvisors.today. All right. So today I want to do a little bit of a deep dive on the Solar for All program that was announced by the EPA, or the awardees were announced. So that's essentially the announcing on April 22nd. Now, it's a great program. They took and are applying $7 billion to actually be addressing low-income families in the United States, so low-income housing. All right. So it's a good program. I think it's awesome because we need to be able to have access to renewables for every home. All right. So here's some numbers, and we need to take a look at this. Now, there were 60 awardees, and most of them were the state energy offices. And so like here in Colorado, the Colorado Energy Office. And so they are awarded this money. And in Colorado, they got $156 million to help low-income families here in Colorado. Most of that help is going to come through loan grants that are help low-cost entrance loans and loan grants through their programs, which is great. But let's do a deep dive on the numbers. Now, I reached out and talked to 3 different of these awardees. There are some awardees that are also tribal nation organizations and a couple nonprofits, but I talked to state agencies. So the awarding happened on April 22nd. So it's going to take 4 to 6 months for that money to trickle down to actually get into the state coffers and then to start getting into the marketplace. Well, here we are in April of 2024. It's a good chance based on 4 to 6 months to get these programs aligned and announced and funds available. We're really looking at the fourth quarter of 2024. So the Solar for All program is going to have very little impact for those households and also the market for solar installations in 2024. Now, don't get me wrong, I think it's a great program, but let's take a deep dive on the numbers. All right, so to be considered low income in the United States, a family of 4, income for that household is at $29,960. So essentially $30,000 for a family of four. Not a lot of money, and so resources are tight. So if you look at that, we're looking at 7.4 million households. About 39.8 million people live in those 7.4 million households. All right. Well, those are good numbers, but here's an issue that people aren't considering to take a look at, and about starts to narrow down. In the low income brackets, and these statistics are not made up, they're not media, these come from HHS, the federal government, so the House and Human Services Department. And we're looking at those households, and it's really a smaller number because according to their statistics, 39% of the people who are in low income opportunity or low income housing actually are homeowners. All right. So 39%. So if you take that 7.4 million households and you multiply that by 0.39, you're really looking at about 2.9 million households. Okay. The numbers get smaller. Then the issue from there is if you know anything about solar, only about 30% of those households are going to qualify from a logistics perspective because there are going to be credit issues, which these programs help to address. But it's also the amount of logistics at a house. So do they have enough roof space? Are there shading issues? Orientation of the roof. So if you take that 2.8% and you apply the traditional numbers of about 30%, we're looking at about 950,000 households. Well, that's still a big number. So we're going to take $7 billion and provide it to those people in 950,000 households. So I wanted to bring that forward because I want people to be cognizant and have the facts that these programs are going to be very impactful and they're really good, but it's a very narrow set of qualifications that will actually make these numbers work. And so, great program, don't get me wrong. So if you're in solar and you're thinking, wow, I would like to be a participant in this, yes, there's room at the table to help deliver these systems. But when you need to take a look at your state and just general numbers, you're looking at 39% of the people who are in 11% of the households are qualify. And so the numbers start to come down. So I'm not going to do the math for every state. Okay, I don't have time to do that. And you don't have time to listen to all those boring statistics because you're not a stats geek. But I just want people to address and see that because it's a great program, but it's in a very narrow niche. Okay, now anything we can do to help make our world a cleaner place is a good thing. I don't want anybody to get a mixed message. I just wanted people to see a reality check on what the numbers really look like and the timeframes, because these numbers and these dollars are not going to really start being seen to impact at the street level until the end of 2024. All right, that's it for I got for today. Just want to give you an educational update, give you some information because that's what we're all about here at Energy Advisors. We talk energy and we help people make sense of it. There's no spin, there's no political orientation to this. We just deliver the facts. So we want to thank you for listening in. Don't forget to subscribe if you're on the video platforms. Don't forget to follow if you're on any of the podcast platforms. So I will say in closing out, like I say every time, thanks and make it a great day.